And in the back. Yeah? There you go. Rock and roll.
I know you said you didn't see her, but did you see any other kids, is what I'm asking around.
The Exorcist Believer is a new film lineup from a franchise that started in 1973, a supernatural horror film directed by William Friedkin, based on a 1971 novel of the same name.
And you find a connection in something that you love, an object that they love.
And action.
The parents of demonically possessed girls, desperate for help, search for the only person alive who has had similar experiences, Chris McNeil, as the premise tells us. Today we're going to talk about just how they put this film together and if they are working on another one in the future.
Olivia, your teeth are looking really good, but you should probably floss.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for the advice.
Great, awesome.
Round.
And action.
But before we get into more of these moments, some trivia for you. A very popular CEO when it comes to horror films developed this sequel that was supposed to be a reboot originally. What is his name? Leave your guesses in the comments down below and stick around to the end of the video to find out if your answer was correct.
I didn't know you could do that.
Talk to spirits.
David. B-Mark. And set.
And action.
The first chapter in the trilogy has Victor Fielding raising his daughter, Angela, after his wife's death 12 years earlier. A chain of events forced the father to confront the nadir of evil.
It's a terrifying thought that you can be taken over by a force that's inside. That's the most, it's one thing to be taken over by somebody coming in the room and tying you up or kidnapping you or threatening you. But the idea of an inner force being able to get possession of you and you can't control it, I don't think there's anything more terrifying.
William Friedkin directed the original The Exorcist, which has since grossed over $441 million, making it the highest domestic grossing horror film over a 48-year-long run. But real quick, make sure you guys check out our Instagram page, linked down in the description. There's a ton of interview moments and memes, so make sure you check it out and give us a follow.
Go right and adjust.
Putting a spin on the classic and delivering it to a modern audience isn't the easiest thing to do, but Green was more than up for the challenge. Featuring a new set of faces, the filmmaker knew that he wanted to shake things up for the demon as well.
The idea of 2.5 hours of makeup for these young performers to endure, if you didn't have that spirit, that energy, that sense of character, and that sense of understanding of what we're going through to create this, it would have been a nightmare. But Lidya and Olivia were amazing.
That was actually one of the very first things that got us rolling, is thinking that what we're responding to and what is this demon after? What is it seeking? And speaking of this new cast, we get to hear from them and Green as well.
I think that's the thing, is probably like Catherine makes Angela talk to people, and then Angela's more like, okay, let's like chill out for a second, please.
I think the dynamic is a lot like ours, but
Yeah.
flopped because I'm more the introvert and she's more the extrovert.
I'm more the extrovert.
So what can I say? But it kind of is that dynamic, I feel like, just opposite.
The director even went on to explain the trailer and exactly what we were seeing.
So we're in the hospital, we're shooting the scene with Lidya, who plays Angela in the film, and the expressions that she has, the subtlety of movements, body language, all these things just really were striking.
Unlike the original Exorcist, this time around we'll get two families going through it at the same time, as two young girls undergo what director David Gordon Green has teased as a synchronized case of possession. The biggest name to join the Exorcist Believer is, without a doubt, Ellen Burstyn, who returns to the franchise for the first time since 1973 to play Chris MacNeil, mother of the formerly possessed Reagan MacNeil.
You know, I said to Leslie that I said, I like working. Oh, I said, I like playing with you. He said, I like playing with you too. I said, yeah, we're good playmates. That's what it feels like, you know. We had fun doing this very difficult material.
Believer will mark the 6th feature film to arrive in the Exorcist franchise, which means there's an awful lot of material already guaranteed, waiting for the film to reference it. Believer is set up as a direct sequel to the original 1973 Exorcist, which means we won't really see references to Exorcist II, The Heretic, or The Exorcist III, or either of the two prequels that came along in the 2000s.
An Exorcist movie creeps under your skin and gets you. We pick up the story of Victor and his daughter Angela.
A man who's raising his daughter alone.
Hey, be home by dinner.
I love you. Good morning, Mr. Fielding.
Playing a character that I created 50 years ago, I thought, she's had 50 years of living. Who has she become?
As we wait for this film to release, there are a ton of moments between the cast and creators that comes to front, including another interview with the director talking about the return of Linda Blair.
Well, for the most part, that's such a fun question. For the most part, I'm sworn to secrecy on all the good dirt. But I did learn a lot from them, A, about how different of a director I am than William Friedkin in our process, but how different the industry and the theatrics of being a director is 50 years ago.
And as far as the answer to our trivia question, redeveloped into a direct sequel and follow-up to the original film in December 2020, Jason Blum produces through his Blum House Productions banner. The Exorcist Believer is scheduled to be released in the United States on October 6, 2023.
I remember the first time I saw The Exorcist. I actually saw it, sadly, on TV. I wasn't quite old enough to go to the theater when it came out. But it did to me what it did to so many people. It scared me to death, and it continued to scare me long after I had seen the film.
We also wanted to mention the future of this franchise. It is the first of 3 new Exorcist films, with the second, entitled Deceiver, set for release on April 18th, 2025. News of the 2025 release for the second chapter in the Exorcist franchise from Universal Pictures and Blum House Productions follows the unveiling of the first trailer of The Exorcist Believer screening in theaters behind screenings of Oppenheimer. But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What are your thoughts on this film, and are you planning on seeing it as well as the sequel in 2025? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
Ellen Burstyn really blessed the project.
Chris McNeil's gonna have her first confrontation with a demon in many years.
Don't be scared,
We've met before.
Mother.